Joe Royle knows that only too well, and he reacts to Sunday's defeat here to Newcastle by leaving out David Unsworth, John Ebbrell and Joe Parkinson, and the loss of skipper Dave Watson, who hasn't recovered from a knock in that game, is another blow, necessitating a new formation which includes 3 centre-backs and allows for the recall of Anders Limpar. Former Tranmere Rovers favourite Chris Malkin makes a return to his native Merseyside following a £400,000 move south in the summer. And with an unbeaten record away from home, Millwall come to Goodison in a good frame of mind. They too were in action on Sunday at Derby, and the only change from the side that drew 2-2 there is in midfield, where Dave Savage takes over from Kingsley Black. He's on loan from Nottingham Forest, and they don't want him cup-tied. Away we go. Millwall in green and white. And Matt Jackson has been restored to the side tonight in one of the changes made by Joe Royle. And the first free kick of the night is awarded against Jason van Blurk. Joe Royle in the director's box, and it's good to see Daniel Amokachi, the Nigerian World Cup star, here as well. He was carried off a week ago with an awful head injury in the game against Reykjavik. He's there tonight with Vinnie Samways and Dave Watson alongside him. He's up. He makes copious notes during the course of a game, the Millwall manager. And that's why the centre-half is out on the right wing at the moment. What a ball in here for Paul Rideout! And a slashing shot from Rideout. And Casey Keller proved what a good positional goalkeeper he is. He cut the angle down superbly then. Millwall will have a free kick. But that was a superb moment, the first excitement of the game, really. The ball angled in for Rideout, took it down expertly, hit the shot in one. Good goalkeeping. Hinchcliffe into Limpar. Limpar's gone a long way already. And, plays it wide here for Rideout. That was an intelligent ball from the Swede. It's a great chance for Everton. And it's gone behind. Graham Stewart rising at the back post. Lovely piece of play initially by Anders Limpar. And that's the most concerted, flowing move we've seen from Everton. Look at the quality of this ball from Limpar. He never even looked, but directed the perfect pass into the path of Rideout. The cross looked quality as well, and Stewart just couldn't direct it. A little too acute for him. Hefty right boot from Neville Southall sets that one almost into one of the T-bars. He enjoyed that. Joe Royle quickly trying to get a message to Graham Stewart. Spotted something. Thumbs up from the linesman, so he didn't object to that. The linesman probably agreed with what the manager said. Ray! Oh! Terrific drive from Alex Ray, deserved reward. Denied only by the crossbar, it beats Southall. Dare I say it, there's probably been more action here at Goodison than there was in the whole of the 90 minutes at the New Den. Millwall unfortunate not to be in front. Alex Ray, a scorer at the weekend against Derby County, doesn't hang around when he gets a shooting chance. Thumps this one in and smack. Still a mystery how he got that cut. Everton reduced to 10 men momentarily. He's back on Stewart before this one is taken. Now, it looks to me as though Van Blurk is going to swing it in, maybe left-footed. He's going to have a shot indeed, and it's not a bad one. And Southall may just have been going the wrong way initially. Van Blurk keen to hit the target, but still his tyres failed to produce a goal. Safe enough stop. Van Blurk can manoeuvre the situation for himself there. Plenty of space for him. And 45 minutes left for one of these two sides to eke out a victory. Or, who knows, maybe we'll have extra time, and who knows, maybe we'll have a penalty shootout. It'll be probably a little ironic if 2 goalless draws ended with the drama of a penalty kick competition. Still hope springs eternal that we're going to get a goal from open play. Stevens now. I think McCarthy always has something to say in the dressing room. He's a very constructive manager, and I've no doubt he's imparted a few words of wisdom to his players. Right out into Stewart. Well, they've 2 men up here, Limpar, and down he goes, penalty given. A lunge by Van Bleur, and Anders Limpar wins the penalty for Everton. It was such a stupid penalty to concede as well. He was going absolutely nowhere. Van Bleur does not complain, because Andy Hinchcliffe can win the tie now for Everton. Hinchcliffe with the left foot, and Mr. Reid wants it replacing. This is Everton's chance, and Andy Hinchcliffe deposits the ball in the bottom corner. Everton are on their way. Just the breakthrough that Everton needed, and it comes in the early moments of the second half. Beautifully taken. Casey Keller went the wrong way, and Andy Hinchcliffe scores what could be the vital goal. It's his first Coca-Cola Cup goal for 8 years. The only one he's ever scored previously was against Wolverhampton Wanderers for Manchester City. Here's Limpar again, and he might get in behind Witter. So Raw's team talk did the trick last week when they came from behind to beat Reykjavik. Now they're in front. They've got their noses in front, and Keller, a scrambling effort as he goes across his line. The shot from right out trickled wide. It's just what the match needed, this. It didn't miss by a lot. There's a lovely clearing header from short. Now Limpar suddenly brings himself away from the tackle with the ball. And Everton come again with purpose. Hinchcliffe running from Ablett to support him. And the corner is one for Everton. Well, the game has changed. It's a throw-in and not a corner, so Andy Hinchcliffe can make it just as good as a corner with the length of his throw. It is a long one. Rideout was in there for it, and a corner kick. Jackson, one of those getting in there. He goes towards the near upright for the flick on. And it's from Limpar, but it didn't reach Jackson. Hinchcliffe might try one from here. Oh! A fizzing try from Andy Hinchcliffe. He's got the taste now. That was an absolute thunderbolt. There aren't many people in football who hit a ball harder than Andy Hinchcliffe, and look at this one. That could have decapitated a spectator. Well, that really was a crazy penalty for Millwall to concede. Limpar, as you see, was going nowhere when Van Bleur brought him down. So the Dutchman, I'm afraid, has not served his side very well there, but they've got a chance of an equaliser with Taylor. And Southall always makes himself an imposing target to beat. And the youngster who is looking for his first ever goal in Millwall colours couldn't beat Southall. Malkin against Barrett, and he's climbing all over Barrett. Tag match. Right out, a lovely flick through here. Stewart can finish it, and Stewart scores the second for Everton. Beautifully taken by Graham Stewart. The tyres suddenly come alive in the early moments of the second half. They appreciate the goal. Joe Royle's side has suddenly found its touch, having struggled for so long. Right out with a critical flick on there. Stewart in like a flash behind the last line of defence, and he tucked it away with some composure. So Everton have got breathing space now, but look at the dash by Stewart to get in behind Stevens, and he tucked it away beautifully. So Graham Stewart's second of this season. They need a goal. Oh, lazily given away. They can ill afford to do that sort of thing, and Limpar. Over it comes. Here's Uwe Fuchs. And the chance is still here for Taylor, and a goal. His first ever. And Millwall get a goal back. And Neville Southall stood rooted to the spot, and they believe they're back in this game. Always a great moment for a young man to score his first goal at senior level, and that's just happened for Scott Taylor. There was some confusion here. Fuchs had been held up, but Scott Taylor continued running and just tucked it in wide of Southall. So Scott Taylor, the 19-year-old, brings life back into the tie. 2-1 the score now tonight, and Millwall are alive again. There is still 26 minutes of this contest remaining. Well, Tony Grant was booked a moment or two ago by Mr. Reid, and this is why. He was very quick with the yellow card. He took it out quickly and put it away quickly. A little shove in the back, and Mr. Reid says that's a caution. And, the first Everton player booked on the night to go with 5 from Millwall. Well, it's good that the tie has opened up all of a sudden. It was rather sterile for a long time. Now people like Limpar are bringing the crowd to their feet. There's the goal scorer for Millwall. He loses possession. Oh, Limpar's played a lovely ball in here for Grant. With 2 Everton men waiting. It's put away by Witter. Owen Ray around the Dalid. Well, remember now that if Millwall do score an equaliser, they would go through on the away goals after extra time. They've got to get a second goal for that to happen. Everton seem home and dry at 2-0. Barry Horn might be in here. They just blocked him out, and they blocked Stewart out as well. But Millwall are prone to leave gaps, but through the middle goes Taylor again. He's got to hold off Barrett. He's done well, the substitute again there. And down he goes, and a penalty given for the challenge by Earl Barrett. And it's tit for tat here. Penalty at one end, penalty at the other. Earl Barrett can't believe it. Mr. Reid strong his opinion, he did not hesitate. And Barrett will approach Mr. Reid, but he will not change his mind as Barrett goes for the ball here. He says he tucked the jersey, I think, or a little nudge maybe on Taylor. Whatever, it's going to give Millwall the chance. And Everton will feel aggrieved about that decision. Their supporters certainly do. Mr. Reid will not be swayed. And all the drama of this game has been encapsulated in the first 20 minutes of the second half of the second leg. Alex Ray will take Millwall's penalty. And remember, it will make it 2-2. And away goals can be so critical in this competition. Ray, 2-2 it is! And how the tie has been turned on its head. Incredible scenes at Goodison Park. They are right back in the contest. They thought they were out of just a few minutes ago. Easily taken. Southall goes the wrong way. Ray's 4th goal of the season and his first ever in the Coca-Cola Cup. It's the 59th goal of his Millwall career, but his first ever in the Coca-Cola Cup. But Earl Barrett He can't believe the decision. They are delighted. The long journey has been made worthwhile. Meanwhile, at the other end, Everton with a chance, and Rideout goes down and lost his footing. Well, you can't believe that for so long this tie was tedious. It's anything but now, and who's to say what's going to happen in the remaining minutes as they race forward again, Millwall. They really are on fire in this match now, and Savage blasts one wide. Millwall last season knocked out Chelsea and Arsenal in the FA Cup, and they're sensing a big night now in the Coca-Cola competition. They also won at Nottingham Forest last season. So they're a good cup side. They've got fighting qualities, Millwall, and they are revealing that side of their nature. And Joe Royle, his team must now be a little worried. He must have thought at 2-0 that they were cruising into the next round. Well, perhaps not, because this is football, and as we all know, anything can happen in this game. Now Stevens has to be sure. Keller has to be sure. And he's too strong for Stewart. Ray. Well, Millwall was certainly good value in the first half for the scoreline. They played so well. Now it's Grant's turn. Tony Grant knocks one in. Here goes Limpar. Tries to nudge it in for Stewart. Now it's real helter-skelter stuff at the moment. And that gash has reopened in Stewart's lip. He received it in a first-half collision with Witter, but he's kept battling away. He's in the penalty box once again. We got Everton second tonight, and at that stage you couldn't see anything other than an Everton victory. You can now. Rideout beaten away by Savage this time. Millwall's turn to come forward in numbers, but when they lose possession, it's Everton's captain Horn. And a bit of nonsense now between Rideout and Keith Stevens. Well, Rideout was spoken to in the first half without being cautioned. And the referee is going to have words with his linesman, Mr. Harris, about that incident. Rideout for the second time tonight. I think just two good old-fashioned pros there, Rideout and Stevens. And a change made by Everton, and they've decided that the cut to Stewart's mouth is probably too bad for him to continue, and he looks to be hobbling as well. And so striker Stuart Barlow will take his place. One of the youngsters here at Goodison Park, seeking to establish himself in the first team. Ridehouse was just trying to check. He knew he was in an offside position. 11 minutes left for one of these sides to win it. They will still have the ace in their hand, of course, with the 2 away goals. Barlow now, his first touch of the ball. Down he goes. Newman's indiscretion this time. And inevitably Ablett and Short will be among those in there for this. Hinchcliffe will angle it. Around about the penalty spot, a little bit longer maybe. Craig Short, off the line by Witter. Well, a real escape that time for Millwall. Craig Short so close to his first goal for Everton. Millwall's turn to break, and they do so in numbers, and they've got 2 chances here. Taylor is just overrun it, and Barrett's pace is to Everton's rescue. It can go either way, this one, in these closing 9 minutes. Now away goes Paul Rideout. Clever play inside Bowery, but not a very good cross. Limpar slips one in for Barlow. Well spotted by Casey Keller. Nice flick from Malkin. Ray snapped in. Ablett was nearly caught. Now he hits the longer ball. Right out, there was no push. Right out, Barlow's in the middle. Surely now, oh, dearie me. Two were waiting in the middle. Horn had arrived, Barlow was there too, and right out smacked it straight at Casey Keller. Went for the goal himself here, right out, after Witter's slip really presented him with a golden opportunity. There were two on his right, and he must have known that. He's tried to squeeze the ball in between Keller and the near upright. Mr. Reid might just see what happens with this move, and then I think he'll blow for full time. Have Everton got the time to score what would be the critical goal? Barlow! What a chance for him! It could have been such a moment of glory for Stuart Barlow. He doesn't really get a full shot on this. As it swung in, he just gets his instep onto the shot, and it goes wide. And indeed, that was the last moment in the 90 minutes where Everton could have won it. Andy Hinchcliffe gave Everton the lead with a penalty in the early moments of the second half after a Van Blurt tackle on Limpar. Graham Stewart scored the best goal of the quartet we've seen so far. Then the youngster Scott Taylor, the substitute for Millwall, really breathed life back into the contest with the first of Millwall's goals. And Earl Barrett was seen to have conceded another penalty. Alex Ray knocked it in, and that made it 2-2. That's the way it is with 30 minutes of extra time to come. But there will be no penalty shootout if it stays at 2-2. Millwall win on away goals. So 30 minutes left, and then we will know whether it's going to be Everton or Millwall in round 3. You honestly wouldn't bet which way at the moment. One thing, the game has produced plenty of chances in the second half. Quickly taken free kick to release Limpar. You always feel he's likely to get a goal or lay one on. And here's another chance for Everton. It was headed back across there by Unsworth. Now Barry Horn. Unsworth. Hinchcliffe, cleverly done by Hinchcliffe, and everybody seemed to sleep to it. Unsworth, good-looking cross, right out! Super stop from Casey Keller. What a save that was. Poor Rideout shakes his head in disbelief at that. And the competitive Horn wins the ball for Everton and gets a free kick out of Malkin. The crowd still buzzing about Casey Keller's stop here. He looks rather pleased, and this is why. Unsworth with the ball in, right out first time. A good reactionary save. We must be close to the end of the first period of extra time. Limpar is into that area again. It's a terrific cross, and it's put behind over his own crossbar by Webber. Everton's corner kick. It's a good run again by Limpar. Nicked it in there. Corner kick. Everton still looking for this elusive third goal. It won't come via that sort of corner. Rideout. Lovely header again from Paul Rideout. Unsworth just unable to latch onto it. Barlow's got it down now for Rideout. Limpar calling for it. Tries his luck again, takes a deflection. And it missed by a whisker. Anders Limpar is certainly not shy tonight. And he has a go there, and it doesn't miss by very much. There's probably just time in this first period of extra time for Everton to get a third goal. Headed firmly away. Horn comes steaming up there for it. But that indeed is 15 minutes gone by. 15 to go. Ray will pick up possession here for Millwall. He's had a very good game, Alex Ray, and he turns away from Limpar, feeds it down that left wing channel. Earl Barrett has reverted to his right back position. Millwall only have two in the middle to aim at. Maybe a long-range try. Bowery, and the goalkeeper's way out of position. Kerry Dixon here, curling one in, and it's kept away virtually off the line by Unsworth from Taylor. By Short, rather. It was Short who got it away. Well, not quite sure what Neville Southall was thinking about here. Look how far out of his goal he was, and Dixon might have looked for a curler. He got it onto the head of Taylor, but Short was to the rescue. Heart-stopping moment for Neville Southall and the Everton fans. A lot to thank Craig Short for there, Everton. Still remember the onus is on Everton, because if the scores stay the same way, it's Millwall who go through, courtesy of their two away goals, and that was very skillfully done. Slipped his man here, and there's a chance now for Bristol Rovers. Savage hoists one in, Kerry Dixon over the top. Short. And Short's gone racing forward here. And then when he slips the ball, it's straight to Van Blurk and Millwall. Nicely directed header from Rideout. And the release Anders Limpar as often as possible. Dixon's made the run, but he's offside. Neville Southall, free kick for Everton. Short will be staying up there probably now. Everton have to score a goal, remember, and it's Millwall Got men forward again. Ambler still looks capable of beating Barrett, but he's given away a free kick. Ablett. Plenty of room now for Unsworth. Two ahead of him. Millwall again getting bodies behind the ball, and a poor ball from Unsworth. And it enables Millwall to come away with Ray. Well, when Millwall went two behind, you couldn't really see them winning it, but they've come right back. They've just got to hold on now. Kerry Dixon takes it away into the corner. One to aim at. It's the youngster Taylor, and Taylor, a rasping goal, and that's going to be good enough maybe to carry Millwall through. Scott Taylor wouldn't have played tonight, but Ben Thatcher went off injured. The delight of the Millwall bench is evident, and what a marvellous night for Scott Taylor. The 19-year-old gets his second goal of the night from Kerry Dixon's pass in. He turned short, wellied it in. It's 3-2 to Millwall on the night, and Everton may be going out of the Coca-Cola Cup. And a good first-time pass again from Limpar. Unsworth now got to attack, and Unsworth's done really well here. Three weight in the middle, and here's another save from Keller. Tony Grant's header clawed out of the air by Casey Keller. He looked a certain scorer here, Grant. Unsworth had done so well, created the position for the cross, measured it, and Keller made the stop. Still Everton have to keep plugging away, and the ball has been angled out there to Horn, who just about keeps it in. Really has to be an all-out assault from Everton on the Millwall goal. A long throw. He's headed behind his own net by Webber. Well, these sides have only ever met in cup competition twice before. That was in the FA Cup, and Millwall won on both occasions. It looks like they're going to make it 3 out of 3. There is time for Everton to score 2. Hinchcliffe hoists the corner in, short underneath it. Goal kick. Joe Royle must be really worried about his side's form at the moment. Only one win in their last 5, 2 in 7, and both of those against the Icelandic team from Reykjavik. English opposition they're finding much more stiff. They've got to transfer the ball up there sharply. He's found a way through, and Rideout snatches at the shot. To be fair, he could do no other. And Keller makes another save. Not the hardest he's had to make all night, but it still had to be made. Rideout profiting from the slip by Stevens, but unable to beat Keller. Horn's made himself available. He's kept on running. But, to their credit, Millwall have closed Everton down at every opportunity. Unsworth now trying to set up one last chance. Even 3-3 on the night wouldn't be good enough, but it would look so much better. Barlow. He simply can't find a way through. Now Barrett trips on the edge of the area. And it enables Millwall to bring the ball clear again. Taylor onto Savage, one-on-one here. Savage might really round off Millwall's night. It's 4-2. Millwall are in from the third round of the Coca-Cola Cup. Everton are out. The arms raised aloft on the Millwall bench, and Dave Savage has killed off Everton's chances. And it's another great night for Mick McCarthy and for Millwall. And that really summed it all up. It was so easy, the counter-attack. Everton had left themselves exposed at the back. Taylor, the scorer of 2, set it up, and Savage coolly potted it away. And Millwall have their 4th goal of the night. Savage has his 1st of the season. And Everton are booed off the field, but that does not do justice to Mick McCarthy's Millwall. They have inflicted upon Everton the misery that they inflicted last season upon Nottingham Forest, Chelsea and Arsenal, and they found a new hero. Scott Taylor scored 2, and it takes a good striker to beat Neville Southall twice. There were other goals from Ray, and in the last minute of extra time from Savage, to the 2 scored by Everton in the second half from Stewart and Hinchcliffe. The final score is Everton 2, Millwall 4.